11 at 11.
Federal agents charged 7 men from Western Mass for their roles in a massive crime ring that allegedly stole hundreds of catalytic converters. Good Wednesday evening, everyone. Welcome to Western Mass News 11 at 11. I'm Chris Pisano. Western Mass News reporter Maria Wilson joins us now live in studio after getting answers from a local professor about the investigation that led to the arrests. Maria.
Chris, this morning's arrests came together through months of investigative work by state troopers, local officers, and federal agents.
The scope of what they've done is massive.
7 men, all from Western Mass, facing federal charges for hundreds of catalytic converter thefts.
We allege that these 7 men are responsible for over 470 vehicles being targeted and having their catalytic converters cut out and stolen. The crime, according to court documents, takes less than 1 minute and effectively leaves these vehicles disabled.
More than 70 local police departments across the region contributed to what investigators are calling Operation Cut and Run. The alleged ringleader, Rafael Davila, is accused of planning and participating in these crimes on a full-time basis to steal and sell the parts across Massachusetts and New Hampshire. Among the items raid teams in Agawam, Springfield, Palmer, and Holyoke recovered were 6 cars, 7 motorcycles, 2 jet skis, a boat, U.S. currency, narcotics, and more than 20 stolen catalytic converters. Western New England University's criminal justice professor Craig Dutton says the scope of the ring sets it apart.
I think it's the kind of crime a lot of people assume is just kind of impulsive, just like somebody on the street just getting when they have access and then just immediately running and selling the part somewhere else. But this sort of like the number of people involved, the amount that they did, and like the amount of organization involved is, I think, different than most people would have expected.
Dunton tells us what goes into an investigation of this magnitude.
I mean, it's a matter of trying to connect the dots, like trying to find any sort of patterns. I mean, when you have that many vehicles involved over that span of time, you do start to be able to identify some sort of patterns and commonalities.
Dunton says this type of theft often leaves behind little evidence. Investigators had to put a lot of work into identify these individuals, who he says could face substantial time behind bars.
Yeah, I think it's going to be some significant time, just given the number of charges they received and the specific ones. A lot of them are the type we normally see associated more with like organized crime. Over the span of 470 incidents, I mean, it's going to be, I think, some significant time involved for incarceration.
The suspects will face various charges, including conspiracy to transport stolen property and interstate commerce, interstate transportation of stolen property, and money laundering. Reporting live in studio, Maria Wilson, Western Mass News.
Maria, thank you for that live report.